project sort of started when Steve come to see me to say he's got an idea for a film, and the idea turned out to be the story of Melanicide turned into a film.
The idea came from my last history lesson at school before I unceremoniously left. But it was the only history lesson I enjoyed. It was a dramatic story of an abandoned child in Anglo-Saxon times that lived west of the Fens at Cambridgeshire. Funding the film was a bit of a challenge. We had a fantastic budget, a bit like the Titanic actually. It was £500, and half of that was donated to us from Huntingdonshire District Council, and the rest from a small fee that we charged the young people to be involved, and then it was underwritten partly by Peppercorns as well, the charity.
I got involved with the casting of the film. I sat alongside Steve. We got the children to do various things in front of the camera. Steve had got some children in mind for the parts, having worked with them in the Melanicide project. And I just wanted to go along and see whether they worked on the film. Casting the actual children was quite difficult. We were looking for certain types of people, but we didn't always find what we were looking for in the auditions. But having done the auditions and chosen the people, I was very pleased with who we eventually chose. For the film, we needed 3 main locations. One was the church, which we happened to find at Little Barford by driving around and asking various people. The second one was a woodland scene, and the main criteria for that was somewhere quiet. And the third place was just an open space really, which we found in somebody's back garden.
We rehearsed once or twice a week with the main characters at the local, at our music school and out on locations. We were lucky enough to be able to use the church for rehearsals, and obviously the woods were always easy to get to in rehearsing. We did about twice a week for a period of 4 months running, 3 or 4 months running up to the actual film shoot. Each location had its own major problem. The major problem with the church was no electricity. There was no power supply to the church, and local residents weren't particularly interested in helping us. So we had to bring in a generator which had to be soundproofed. That was a major problem for us on the sound side. The location of the woods wasn't too bad, except for the filming was bitterly cold, and we were constantly worried about the children's well-being.
The main problem with filming at night was we were filming in the summer, so darkness didn't take place until around 10 o'clock. We were using quite young children. Amy's sort of 9 years old, and we couldn't even start filming until 10 o'clock when it got dark. And some of the scenes went on for 3 or 4 hours, so we didn't finish filming until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Our filming schedule was very tight. We had less than a week, and I think we actually used 5 of those days, roughly 6 hours to 7 hours each day. 35 hours in total to shoot the whole film. A very tight schedule. Things go wrong constantly when you're doing this kind of a project, and it's not the people that let you down, it's the machinery. We destroyed 2 smoke machines and 2 generators in the course of one morning.
I think she needs a toilet. Take her back to the prison and lock her away. Marcus isn't there. 4.
Anna, give me my...
This is her home. You're no match for her in there. That's a foo-voo, alone.
A foo-voo.
Go on then, now stop now, Kate. Just have to pull her back, out of the way.
I know, sir, I know! I said what? Never trust what, Marcus?
Maybe some of the pathetic paupers of this village are stupid. She's grinning like a Cheshire cat.
5, 4.
Oh. Possessed by the devil. I will seek help from it. Don't, Adam, don't. Truly, you're a madman possessed by the devil. Stop.
I didn't do...
I'm coming. I want the tip of a hand. There's a souvenir. Merging rat. I want it scout.
Believe this. You go get her. No way.
Sorry. Lizzie. Lizzie. Oh, I'm getting so rubbish at this. I keep forgetting my line.
5, 4.
Someone coming.
It's very difficult in the editing stage to decide what shots you like and which ones you don't. You might have filmed a particularly good shot, but if it doesn't match the shot before and the shot after, it's pretty useless.
I was lucky enough to be involved in the editing. I found that to be one of the most fascinating things of this whole project. It's something I've never done before, and sitting watching Darren edit the film was riveting, and seeing it come together and seeing it cut and pasted, it was great. The type of music for the film had to be dramatic. I wanted it to sound medieval, but felt that some of the medieval instruments actually ended up being rather light and airy and not very suited for the story. Possibly for the locations, but not the story. So I kept it more piano and orchestral. I found that the first part of making a film, my first foray into the film business to this level, was scary, because I really didn't know what to expect and how to handle it. And I thought I wasn't going to enjoy it because I felt very unsure about what I was doing, having spent so many years working in stage and theatre. Now, I think it's probably one of the most incredible things I've done for years and years and years.
I really enjoyed making Vixen. It was a great team atmosphere. We got on really, really well together. The kids were perfect. No misbehavings or anything. The crew were excellent, and we all worked together enormously well. It was just great fun making it. How can you judge your own work? I love watching it. Other people might hate it. I love watching the film, and I could watch it over and over and over again because I love the performance of the children and the young people, and I love the fact that we started with a blank sheet and created something that looks good, and I enjoy watching. I just hope other people enjoy it as much as I do.